Hey folks here. I just wanted to come to you guys and actually share this information with you. I actually got a question and I wanted to respond to the question. The question is Is Prepaid Legal Services Inc. a scam? And I wanted to address that because I actually got an email today with this with this information here. Uh, and if you could tell right now, I'm actually at Forbes.com. If anybody don't know what Forbes is, one of the major magazines out here, one of the major magazines that highlights the big companies, the companies that's out there having success. Microsoft, they rate the top stocks and all of that. Forbes is just a really credible magazine, and I got this right here because Prepaid Legal Services was actually featured in Forbes uh, today or yesterday, I believe. And if you can read the headlines right here, Associate Press, Prepaid Legal Services, second quarter profit raised 14%. Ada, Oklahoma Prepaid Legal Services, which legals a legal expense plan for the monthly fees of members, on Monday posted a 14% raise in the second uh, profit profit as membership rose and costs declined. For the quarter ended for June 30th, company reported net income of 15.1 million or $1.125 per share, compared with the 13.2 million or the 99% share in corresponding period last year. Now, folks, that's incredible. I mean, right now I believe the stocks is at almost $50, and so while most of the companies are downsizing out here, prepaid legal services are actually hiring more people to work in the corporate office, and they're bringing on more associates for the field, more associates. And one of the articles, Mr. Stonecipher, who is the chairman and CEO, he actually talked about his goal was to create more millionaires than any other company in the world, and he's surely on his way. I mean, right now, every 7 to 10 days, there's a new six-figure ring earner being created in prepaid legal services. Every 30 days, there's a new millionaire club member in prepaid legal services. And I tell you, folks, I mean, most companies, any other company that I've ever worked for, I cannot say the same that there was actually you were actually able to see millionaires popping up quite so often. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because when I heard was it a scam, I thought about it. I said, wow, why would anybody think that? And after using a membership myself time after time, I see that they have a great product. And this after seeing all the testimonies and things that everybody is having success in the company, I was wondering why they would have that. But a lot of times documentation beats conversation. So, this go for yourself. Go to Forbes, look up prepaid legal services. I'm quite sure I could find a link to put it on here somewhere. And who is this gentleman here?
In our nation is the justice system. It's the framework that really holds everything together. And it's not going to work unless all citizens feel that they have access to it. That's the only way our country will prosper and will survive, really. So all groups need to be afforded a way to have access to the justice system. And if they don't, why, the country will be weakened because of it.
Now, this right here is Bill Paul. As you can see, he's the former American Bar Association president. I mean, you think about that, folks. I mean, they did a documentary. This is a documentary here that aired on national television, on Court TV. Why would a credible person like Bill Paul get on there speaking highly of prepaid legal services? Why would he put his name on a company like this? A legal plan plus identity theft protection.
Prepaid legal, through this mechanism that has been developed, is they're making legal representation possible for persons of moderate means.
Regulation we make someday, we said, someday we'll be sick, and someday we'll need a filling, and someday our kids will wreck our car, and or maybe we'll do it ourselves, and someday we may be sued, or someday we may need to sue somebody that has hurt us. And so what Harlan did is he said, people believe in putting a few dollars down on a regular basis so that they're covered when things happen. And he was able to aggregate a lot of that together, and good lawyers who would work at a good rate because of the broad coverage that they were able to get. And I think it's been a great American success story.
You need good, affordable legal representation. Harlan Stonecipher, who was just a visionary, saw this for all communities. And it certainly is action in the African-American community to help. You got people who have bad records, people who have trouble can now call prepaid legal and get good representation and deal with charges that aren't supposed to be on their side, or realtors who have messed you around, for dry cleaners who have overcharged you or lost your clothes. All of these items which are necessary to the quality of life, prepaid legal has an answer for it. And I think that's the beauty of it. So when I studied prepaid legal and looked at it and saw the worth of it, I said, this is good. This is something that the National Black Chamber of Commerce should support, and we certainly do.
It's not about whether you absolutely have to have an attorney in some cases. It's about whether having an attorney could make a difference by empowering you to make better decisions, resolve conflicts, and have peace of mind. Over the past several years, as a result of an introduction by my good friend Mike Turpin, I've gotten to know and now consider a friend and business associate, Mr. Harlan Stonecipher, the founder and CEO of the New York Stock Exchange listed company Prepaid Legal Services Incorporated. Where did it all begin? How did you come up with this idea?
Well, Mike, thank you for being here. It really started, the idea, the concept, back in 1969 with an automobile accident that I had. And it was an accident that wasn't my fault. In fact, the Highway Patrol gave the ticket to that other party. But a little bit later, that other party wound up suing me. So when I'm talking to people today and somebody says to me, well, I don't know where I'll ever need a lawyer because I'm not going to do anything wrong, I say, well, what does that have to do with it? I didn't do anything wrong, but I wound up getting sued. And I had automobile insurance. My car was totaled out, so it replaced my car. I had medical insurance that paid for my doctor bills and the time that I spent in the hospital, and even had quite a bit of life insurance because that's what I was doing, if I hadn't made it. So I had all the things that people normally have and that we normally are trying to plan for and take care of ahead of time. But the one thing I didn't have was anything to take care of the legal expenses, my legal bills. And I can tell you, Mike, I was just not prepared. I wasn't prepared financially. I wasn't prepared emotionally. I didn't even really know a lawyer. Unlike most people in America are today, they don't really know lawyers. They're intimidated by lawyers, and they're concerned about what it might cost when I go to talk to a lawyer.
So you weren't even at fault in the accident, and still you got sued, and still you had all these expenses?
That's absolutely correct, Mike. I wasn't at fault. They gave the ticket to the other person, but I wound up getting sued. I mean, but those type of things happen. They happen in America today. They happen every day. People aren't expecting those things. And as I began to look at it, I realized that the old 80-20 rule really came into play here, and that's that only about 20% of the people in the United States actually had access to a lawyer. What we do for people is not just those real serious, catastrophic type things. We're also talking about just everyday legal events, the things that, if you have children, then there's going to be some legal issues.
What kind of things, if I had a prepaid legal service policy, what kind of things would it cover?
Well, the first thing is the preventive law aspect of it, Mike, and that gives you the ability to pick up the telephone, call a lawyer, call a law firm, and we're talking about top quality lawyers, top quality law firms, and talk to them about anything of a legal nature. It doesn't matter what it is. Right now we're going through this subprime lending thing.
Point blank, someone asked me, what about the negative press? My answer to that is any company that's doing well going to have negative press. Microsoft, AT&T, Singular, Yahoo, Google, YouTube, any company that you're associated with right now have negative press. So we're going to have negative press, folk, but look at how much positive we're getting. If you want any more information about prepaid legal services, go to www.moneyandtime.biz. Take care. God bless you.